following up with another attorney on Coffeezilla's video exposing the scams of the $10 billion
$10 billion industry, which preys on poor people, is endorsed by celebrities, but most people haven't heard of.
I'm here with Leonard Boyer, who has sued debt settlement companies under the unauthorized practice of law and has won every single time. Leonard, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Phil.
Leonard, when people come to you after they are in a debt settlement agreement with the company, paying monthly for many, many months, you do something that I've never heard any other bankruptcy attorney do. You've actually sued the debt settlement, the debt consolidation company.
Debt settlement, debt consolidation is the unauthorized practice of law. It's not done by attorneys. Most of what you're paying is by direct deposit, direct debit from your account into their account, and you don't know where it's going. And there's nothing preventing the creditor from suing you. And debt settlement is very time consuming. Bankruptcy is your legal right under federal law. It's recognized by every major religion, and I'm with you before, during, and after the bankruptcy process. What I do is, at no cost to you, I send a letter to the debt settlement company first. I advise them that they're engaging in the unauthorized practice of law, which in most states is a crime. And I demand a complete accounting and a refund plus payment of my legal fees. And if you don't do it, I'm going to file suit. When I file suit, I'm going to allege, among other things, the unauthorized practice of law, consumer fraud in the state of New Jersey. A violation of the New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act entitles someone to triple damages plus attorney's fees. I can guarantee you that if you settle now, you will avoid substantial expense. But one way or the other, you are not going to get away with this scam.
You're telling the debt settlement company or debt consolidation company, whatever they want to call themselves, that they have to pay back all the money the client has paid them. And
correct. My legal fee to sue them.
How many times have you won?
Every time.
Every time. Do you ever get to the lawsuit, or they always settle?
So far, they've always settled. First of all, the last thing they want is to be publicly, a matter of public record in a court document where they're being sued for consumer fraud, for unauthorized practice of law, because that can subject them to criminal charges.
Mm-hmm.
I can't threaten them directly with criminal charges, but I make it a point to show the client you're paying for nothing. You're going to have to wait, even if this would to work, which it's not, you're going to have to wait 4, 5, or maybe more years and pay several times what you would pay in bankruptcy. When I do this, you're not losing anything. You're getting your money back.
Let's unpack how debt settlement companies get paid. They advertise as a percentage of what they save. But the problem is people own it for years, 2, 3, 4 years, and then they get sued. Do they get paid, the debt settlement company, even if the client gets sued? And even if they don't settle the debt?
The debt settlement company is getting paid no matter what, because they've had the person sign a direct debit from one of their checking accounts. So at whatever day of the month, that comes out of their checking account.
When you've reviewed these contracts with debt settlement companies, what's the most scandalous thing you've seen in there? Because clearly the contracts they bend towards the debt settlement company, right? Like,
Absolutely.
What have you seen where you're like, this is completely unfair?
It's an adhesion contract, which means there's no equality in bargaining power. You either take it or leave it. And the debt settlement companies, advertise a great deal on TV as well as on social media, and people don't know that it's a scam.
Yeah.
They rely too much on people such as current and former Shark Tank hosts.
I like something called the debt backpack method.
I recommend national debt relief to anyone who wants to become
debt-free.
other so-called financial advisors and celebrities that don't know what they're talking about. They're reading a script.
Yeah, right.
They're paid to give a performance. That's all they're doing. And with AI, it's even easier to make anybody say anything about anything.
What's the biggest lie that you've seen that debt settlement companies promote?
The biggest lie is that they're going to be able to resolve it and the person will be debt free and won't have to worry, and they can't guarantee that. The creditor does not have to agree to their terms. They don't have to work with them, and they're free to sue at any time. There's nothing legally that prevents them from suing.
You're saying this to consumers. If you are in a debt settlement agreement because of the unauthorized practice of law, because of the contract of adhesion, which is one-sided, that they can come to an attorney in our network, you name it, or whatever state you live in, and the debtor attorney, the bankruptcy attorney, can sue the debt settlement company.
Correct.
And in your experience, 100% of the time, they've settled every single time because they don't want to go to court. They don't want this to be public record. They don't want to get a bad reputation.
That's correct.
Wow.
And these debt settlement companies spend whatever the Better Business Bureau charges them, and
Yeah.
they give them an A+ rating. But the Better Business Bureau is, not in anybody's best interest but their own. They're a money-making organization.
The greatest 60 Minutes investigation was on the Better Business Bureau, where they came and they're like, how easy is it to get an A+ rating? The guy's like, well, you got to go through this process. He's like, well, our people went in before, and here we submitted the name of Osama bin Laden. Got an A+ rating. Al Qaeda, A+ rating. I mean, it's the greatest investigative journalist program. I love referencing that because it is true. They pay for the A+ rating. So, what advice would you have to someone currently paying debt settlement and is just confused, right? Like, just
Come see me. I'm a bankruptcy attorney. I have to follow the rules of professional conduct. And bankruptcy is, you're right, under federal law. It's recognized by all religions, and the bankruptcy court and the trustees are part of the U.S. Department of Justice. So there's no playing games here.
attorneys are regulated by the bar,
Correct.
right? What about debt settlement?
There is no regulation. There's no supervisory authority. There's only if the attorney general gets involved and sues them for unauthorized practice of law, just like the attorney general sued Rocket Lawyer and LegalZoom for unauthorized practice of law because they weren't licensed and they were using templates and one size fits all. The important thing to realize is that bankruptcy under Section 362, nobody can sue you or garnish your wages or anything unless they get the permission of the bankruptcy court. There's no such protection in debt settlement. And it costs multiple times what a bankruptcy does. Plus, it doesn't stop interest from accumulating, and it gives you no protection whatsoever against anything. The only thing you're going to end up with is an empty wallet and extra stress potentially. I
Yeah.
diffuse the situation.
Well, not only
I
that, with the money they've paid these debt settlement companies, they actually can pay for their bankruptcy.
Oh,
They can start
easily,
over.
easily.
Yeah. I mean,
And the whole process for Chapter 7 bankruptcy is 6 months.
yeah,
And
if
2
that.
weeks after 2 weeks after that, I can guide them to rebuild their credit
Yeah.
the right way.
You heard it here. Thank you, Coffeezilla, for exposing this $10 billion debt scam. Leonard Boyer is suing the debt settlement companies and winning and getting all the money refunded. Thank you, Leonard, for your time. We'll have the information below, all your information below here for people who live in the state of New Jersey. And if you need an attorney in your local market, see the link below.